Hi everyone, welcome back to Homestead Rewind. Today we're going to talk about good luck. Come along with me. This time of year, the open air produce stand is a really beautiful place.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift and hope that she'll take it into her side. La 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 la.
Today I went to the open air produce stand just up the road from the campground here, and they had bell peppers, orange and red bell peppers, on sale for $2 for $1. So I bought me some. I'm bringing them home and I'm going to put them in the dehydrator. They had these wonderful green beans, and I'm going to try for the first time drying green beans and then rehydrating them and seeing if it's something that I think our family will eat. Did you see that there were Buckeyes for sale? They actually had Buckeyes for sale there. Now, some of you may not know what a Buckeye is, but I can tell you a story about it. When I grew up on a farm near Tunnel Dam, we had a Buckeye tree on the property, maybe 2 or 3, and my cousins and I on the bus were always wheeling and dealing something. Anything from cinnamon toothpicks to, Buckeyes. We convinced all the kids on the school bus that the Buckeye was a good luck charm and sold them for $0.25 apiece. We had quite a racket running and made quite a bit of money off those Buckeyes until we finally got busted and got in big trouble because it was against the rules to sell anything at school back in that day. It's funny that they were concerned about Buckeyes then. Just imagine what's selling at the schools these days. Anyway, I wanted to show you these. I did buy some, of course I did. Now they get the name Buckeye because, as you can see, let me get this biggest one. They're brown around the outside and they have a light tan color on the inside, kind of like a buck white-tailed deer's eye. These are actually some pretty nice Buckeyes, pretty big around, and they haven't dried out yet. So I'm going to take them, put them in the refrigerator in a moist towel, with a moist towel and a Ziploc bag, and leave them in there for 120 days. And then I'm going to take it out and try to plant it. I've never done this before, but someone was telling me that you could do it that way. As for the luck for the kids, we sure didn't get any luck from handling those Buckeyes. But it is a very popular belief that Buckeyes, if you carry them around in your pocket, will promote good luck. I was reading here a few years ago on the internet, there was actually a casino that promoted Buckeyes as good luck charms, and there was actually such a demand for those Buckeyes. I think they sold something like 90,000 Buckeyes that it literally caused a shortage. So you don't really see Buckeyes like this very often anymore, and perhaps that's a sign that my luck is changing. Good timing too, since we're getting ready to go back home to the homestead. Some of you that are new to my channel may not know that my husband and I had a homestead back in the early 2000s, and due to circumstances we weren't able to maintain our homestead and ended up moving into town But now the kids are grown, we're more stable. There's a wealth of information that we didn't have at our fingertips the first time around. And we do still have the homestead, and we have been working to get it ready for us to pull the camper back. And we're going to build a tiny house. Now, there is a farmhouse there, but my son stays in it. It's up by the road, up by a highway, and it's kind of loud there and really not a suitable place to have animals. Now, we have not quite 10 acres there, and there's lots of room for the animals, but when we have livestock, we want to be close to them. We learned the first time around, predators are crazy. And if you look back through my YouTube videos, I have been keeping track of the predators that are there now so that we know what we're up against. And I have some footage of that. I'll try and remember to link that. Now I'm just chopping these bell peppers up to the size that I think I want to use them. When of course they're going to shrink down a lot, but when they rehydrate, they'll be perfect. This will be the perfect size for my meatloaf, which is probably what I'll use the majority of my dried peppers in. That's the dish that I will use. I have used dried peppers before. I know for a fact that dried bell peppers work really, really good in my meatloaf recipe. I did do a video on my meatloaf recipe using frozen bell peppers, just to show that they can be used for that too. But I'll be using my dried bell peppers in the future. I gotta get freezer space ready because it's almost deer season. And I'm hoping that hubby gets us a deer this year, put in for the winter. Okay, we're getting them loaded up in the dehydrator. And next I'll get started on my green beans. Luck is such a funny word. And the way that people identify with luck. I happen to think that it's more like opportunity. And with the way that things are going in the world today, and with us getting ready to make this big move and big change in our lives, we get very overwhelmed, me and hubby both. And sometimes to the point that we become almost paralyzed. When you have so many things on your mind and so much to do, it's easy to get yourself to a point where you're so overwhelmed you don't know where to begin. But I want to start by saying that every little thing that you do is something that you did. And the important thing is to keep moving forward, because if you slow down too much, you become buried and you won't be there and ready for opportunity or good luck when it comes along. Here's an example. A couple weeks ago, I went up to my restaurant grocery store and bought a bunch of produce for real cheap. I've been telling you guys about that in my videos. And I didn't come straight home and get them worked up. The next morning, I was very overwhelmed. I knew that I was getting ready to have to make a trip back to the farm in a couple days, and laundry needed to be done, everything needed to be done, and I put off doing my vegetables that day. So the next day was grocery shopping day, my day to go to bars, because they get a truck on a certain day, and I went up there to see what they had. Now, I knew I had this produce still waiting for me here at home, but I went up anyway thinking maybe I could find something. When I got up there, they had a ginormous sale on produce, but I was in a point where I couldn't buy it. I had too much here that I still had to put away. So I missed an opportunity. I missed the good luck sale. And that's just a small example. There are so many different examples in life. When we start getting behind, it just overwhelms us, and then we become paralyzed, and because we don't know where to start. But the important thing is to keep moving forward, keep moving forward. Even if you've become so overwhelmed you don't know where to start, go for a walk, take a meditation walk, and think about what your priorities are. Maybe you can't do this till this is done, and get it sorted out in your mind. Just do a little reset and pick something. And don't pick something Herculean. For instance, don't say, okay, today I'm going to clean the entire house. Don't start that way. When you're feeling overwhelmed, start with something small. Say, okay, today I'm going to get my laundry done and put it away. And then you focus on getting that one thing done. Don't be hard on yourself. Just focus on that one project for the day. When we accomplish things and when we've achieved our goals, it makes us feel really good inside. And it'll lead you to a sense of accomplishment that causes you to want to get out and feel that way some more. And that's kind of like a Kickstarter. Is everything still waiting for you? Yes, it is. But now you know that, yes, you still can accomplish your goals. And you just set your goals according to that. When I was so ill, I became so frustrated of the things that I could not do that I used to be able to do. And I literally got to a point of paralysis in my life. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't accomplish anything. And that made me feel bad about myself. Plus, I was sick and in a lot of pain. And it just started this huge cycle of depression that come around. And I would gain a little bit of control, but it seemed like I would step back again. And it didn't really start changing. That really did not start changing for me until about 3-4 years ago. I think it was probably 4 years ago when my hematologist doctor, my vampire doctor as I call him, he's always taking my blood, realized that I was missing other vitamins besides just the B12. My intrinsic factor in my gut does not digest my food correctly, and therefore it does not turn into the vitamins and minerals that I need in my body, which is why I am such a nut about eating good food, eating real food, because I literally have to. My life depends on it. Even though I do get the B12 shots, and he, like I said, about 4 years ago, he figured out that I needed more vitamins and actually started giving me infusions, and that changed my life completely. But I still remember, and I never want to go back to those days again, but I still remember how terrible I just felt over and over again about myself, about what I couldn't do, about the pain that I was going through. And I just want to tell you that if you're feeling this way, reach out to someone. Reach out to someone. Reach out to me. I'm always available to talk to you. Okay, I think that's enough Preacher D today. I'm going to... It's meant to, this is not meant to be a preaching to you. This is meant to uplift you, maybe support you. Maybe some of you are feeling that way. There may come a time when I'm feeling that way, and I need you guys to remind me of this. The main thing I want you to take from this video is don't be hard on yourself. Slow down. Sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. And remember, every little thing you do is something that you did. Anyway, I'm going to finish cutting up all of these green beans to the size that I'm going to eat them whenever I rehydrate them. Put them on the dehydrator with my bell peppers and see what happens when I take them out to reconstitute. See if we can actually eat green beans that have been dried and not frozen. Keep looking for my videos. I'm trying to get more pumped out now. It's been really rough, and there may be a couple times when it takes me a week or two because we are going to be doing the moving, and Halloween starts not this weekend but next weekend. It'll be 6 weeks of nightmare here at the park. You'll probably see some footage of that. And with that, I'm wrapping it up. Until next time, love and peace to everyone.